All men are mortal. What this means is that the competition out there, the people that you're pitting yourself up against, regardless of whatever venture that you are in, they are human too. And I had a man give me advice about this today, where I was talking about YouTube. I was talking about my goals for what I want to achieve and where I want to end up. And I talked about the competition. I asked him, how do you deal with that? How did you deal with that? Of knowing that there's competition out there, people who are better than you, people are leaving you in the dust, right? How do you acknowledge that fact and use that to help further your growth? He told me it comes down to realizing why does their strategy work? What are they doing that's working? And coming down to realize that they're just human. That they have mistakes. They're dumb at times too. And what they can do, you can do as well. And speaking about this mindset, it is extremely true, right? Being told this from somebody in a position where I strive to be, it was a bit of an eye opener because genuinely, people are just people. You see the successful people in life, you see the people who have the goals that you wish to achieve. Maybe it's in athletics, maybe it's in business, maybe it's in whatever goals you have set out in place. People, all men are mortal. Keep that in mind that if one man can do something, so can you. Of course, it takes time. Of course, it's difficult. Of course, there is competition. People do want to strive to outwork you, to achieve more, to get the goals that people have set out in place. You're not the only one with your dreams. But the faith, the process, the effort that one puts in to bridge that gap from point A, where you are at right now, to point B, which is your end goal. Most people don't have the work ethic or the consistency to show up from one point to the other, right? And this isn't to make a judgment on those people, but rather it's a fact. Most people don't follow through on that hard thing. And so if you have goals, if you have things you want to accomplish, it is possible. You can definitely go out and achieve these goals set out in place. But you got to acknowledge that one, it's going to take time, and two, it is on you. One of the fears I have about competition is thinking that they're too good for me, and as a result, I shouldn't even get started. That's not their fault. That's not their problem for making me feel that way. The excuse comes from within to make yourself think, oh, it's too difficult. I shouldn't even get started. That is cope. That is that's yourself telling you, oh, it's too difficult for me. I don't want to try. So here's an excuse telling me why I should back away. Recognize that. Acknowledge that fact because that can be one of the beliefs that holds you back on this journey of self improvement. Perhaps it's YouTube. Perhaps it's, going to the gym, talking to girls, becoming better in specific skills within your life. It's all in your head, really. So all men are mortal. That if one man can do something, so can you. It's not to say that you're copying what the other person did, but rather you can learn from them. You can implement things in your own fashion, address needs, and use that to further your success. I had this realization in track and field a while back where I knew I was competing against people who were better than me in times, right? Track and field, you have specific times that measure how fast you really ran. And so if I was at 2 minutes 18 seconds at the beginning of this season, I compared myself to other people and just realized, wow, these guys are so much better than me. Yeah, I didn't let that define how I acted or how hard I trained. Instead of thinking that, oh man, this person's 20 seconds faster than me and I will never reach up to him, I thought, man, this guy's 20 seconds faster than me and that's, inspiring. He's a little bit younger than me, but I could catch up to him. I could achieve the same result as him. There's no reason for me to not to, right? It's all up here. This is the thing that will make or break your ability to even work towards success. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm a successful guy. I know all of this. I'm speaking from a place of authority. Rather, I'm speaking from a guy who's just trying to impart some wisdom, some help on other people. I'm not in the end goal. I haven't achieved everything I want to achieve in my life. I don't even think that's possible, actually. But taking the first steps, actually creating content, trying to impart value, writing a novel and trying to improve my skill in writing, pursuing track and field. Like, I have my own goals within my life, and I've said this a lot of times in my videos. It just comes down to what lies are you telling yourself? What beliefs are holding you back? Because when you acknowledge those beliefs, that's when you can actually start taking action. Otherwise, you'll make the mistake so many people make. I made this mistake too, where you think you have to be good enough to even get started, when in reality it's the other way around. I didn't start YouTube thinking I have to be a professional level quality creator and then I can grow my audience. I thought, okay, I'm going to be a little trash at first. My first video, if you look at it, I can barely talk, closed up, bad body language. I don't know what I'm going to say. My mind's racing. But I made the video, and from there I decided to gradually improve with every other video after that. Right? There's nothing special to it. It's just process, consistency, and the willingness to work towards that end goal. That is all you need. And once again, I'm not completely successful, but how did successful people become successful? They all repeat like similar sort of things. Hard work, a commitment, consistency, a why, like a purpose that just pulled them towards achieving what they have set out for themselves. It's probably the most essential thing that you can have. So remember, all men are mortal, right? If you have competition, like everybody does, right? Don't think of it as a bad thing, which I still struggle with. I completely struggle with this thing in my own life. I'm not saying this from a place of mastery, but realize that it's in your head, that the competition is there to push you onwards, to help you strive for more and make you better as a result. The competition is not an indication that you can't even get started, because you're you, bro, right? And you are capable of great things if you put your mind to the, like, pedal to the metal, you know? So yeah, that's all I really want to say. I guess the last point I want to add is think of yourself like a block of stone. If you're healthy, if you're born with a full body, healthy mind, and you're quite gifted, just think of yourself as a block of stone. We all start like this, right? We all have everything that we need to succeed, and all we need to do is chip away the block of stone to model ourselves into the person we want to become. That is all it takes. So, you finished watching this video? Get after it. But okay. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing if you like this content. Peace.